between all these doctor's visits and everything else and so on, I said I'm actually used to this, So for the most part, Jake, man, I'm just blessed. I count my blessings. Like I said, I gave you. I'm not complaining about nobody. I don't have no hard feelings towards nobody. I love my time with the Rams. I have a place in LA, so I'm looking forward to getting out there this year and seeing them play and everything else. I'm looking forward to, having my weight down so I'm not getting clowned as a, teddy bear, not a grizzly bear, So, you know what I'm saying? But, when us as athletes go through stuff, it's not just about the game, because it's a collective group of guys that come together with camaraderie, to have one common goal of winning the Super Bowl, and winning, And what it is we come from different parts of the country, and when the off season comes, we all go our separate ways to a point. And then because we spend so much time, most of us, away from our family and so on, when we retire, we try to get as much of that time back. So the last thing we want to do with each other is talk about, how we're falling apart and how nobody understands, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, obviously I know we got a bunch of stuff going with where you can't be an NFL player, a former NFL player, and talk about the military, although, we're not even going to go down that wormhole with why Kaepernick was kneeling. But anyway, it's kind of like a veteran. When you go out there and you go to battle, when you come back and you got PTSD and different stuff, who do we talk to? Because when you're 30 years old and you have a stroke and you just won a Super Bowl, what do you say? What do you do? When you're 30 years old and you don't go to when you have because here's what it is. I look and I stop, and I know obviously we got president issues. I was talking to my wife about this, before I had my surgery. And I said, I won the Super Bowl and missed the opportunity to go to the White House because of my health condition. Because I had a stroke. I was in the hospital. I just man, I wish I could go to the White House, but not, I'm not talking about, obviously this was this, but I had an opportunity when, that guys are making their decision on, that I had no choice in. You know what I'm saying? That's a hard thing to do. It wasn't like hey, all right, I'm done, I'm retired. I just turned 38 in November. I'll be 39 this year. This is I've been done for 6 years now. I feel like the old guy for real. I'm only 38. You know what I'm saying? I just man, in this game today, when I first came out, if you look at the Rams roster, if you look at the just the NFL as a whole, but I went into the locker room with some vets that I'm thankful for because they showed me how to. I said when I went to the Rams, I remember Torrey Holt telling me, he's like, hey, put that money in there, put the full amount of that money in there because the team's going to match you dollar for dollar. And I didn't know what he was talking about, 401k savings and all that other stuff. I was like, what? All right. But I listened to my vets, and when I went in there, you got older guys that loved the game and made you respect the game. So it was like I didn't have the locker room that was that would allow me to slack and be a bust. I didn't have the locker room for that. I couldn't go every day and look at Adam Timberman and not give my all, or Andy McCollum, or Aeneas Williams, Adam Archuleta, Tommy Polley. I can't go to these guys and just say, I'm taking off. Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, Marshall Faulk, Orlando Pace. How do I go in there and say, I'm not holding up my end of the bargain? You know what I'm saying? I'm not practicing hard. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's impossible. Just like golf had his opportunity to show, because I'm sure when they was calling him a bust, I'm sure in practice, those vets, even though they're not, as old as my vets were, because back then we played for a long time. The older guys, they kept them around, but those vets was looking, and those guys, his practice guys, they was looking, saying, I don't know about this Bus thing, because he done made some hell of throws in practice. He done did this, he done did that. But, if you never get the opportunity to get on the field so you can show consistently who you are, then, most likely your NFL is going to be, cut short or taken away from you like it was with me. Although I was blessed to play 9 years and win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, your last year.
Hear me? But, hey, you want to hear this? But keep in mind, it wasn't supposed to be my last year.
That's true.
But want to hear something crazy? So when I was younger, my father had custody of me for a little bit, from 6 to 13. To every team that my father rooted for, everything my dad did, as his son, I went against him. I was making him mad and so on. So my dad, I remember Jeff Hospeller came in for Phil Simms to win the Super Bowl. And my dad made me sit down and watch it with him. Watch this. I'm like, I don't want to watch the Giants. They suck. Watch this. Watch the Giants. Nope. Grandpa said we root for the Redskins. Grandpa said we root for Denver. Grandpa said we root for the Steelers.
Ooh.
We don't root for the Giants. They suck. Don't you know when I got drafted, in my head I could hear myself saying that? Like, yeah, Giants suck. I ain't whatever. And guess what? I don't want to be a Viking. I ain't trying to wear this purple. Barney, they so on. The best time that I've ever had was playing for Brad Childress, Carl Dunbar. Carl Dunbar never got the respect he deserved. Doesn't get the respect he deserved. I mean, even right now as the D-line coach of Alabama, he didn't get his, obviously him for the Williams Wall and so on. You don't think about what he did with Tommy Harris and what he does talent-wise, what he did with me. He's just a great coach, and, if I had to say it, Vikings was the best team that I've ever played for. And then I left there, the Vikings, obviously, when Leslie Frazier became a head coach, I left that go there. And I went to, I can't even say the second best team, but I went to the classiest team, the most well-respected team with the Giants, the way Tom Coughlin ran the program, the way the medical staff treated you, Ronnie Barnes, the way just the way that it's a level of excellence that's expected, and I love that. And I stop and I feel like these days we live in a world that's not really focused on reality. Like, people don't, like, especially when it comes to handing out, oh, he's done, he's over the hill, he's a bust, look at what Eli's doing. I'm like, hold up, let's look at the guy's resume with Tom Coughlin. What's missing? Tom Coughlin.
I always say that.
You get rid of Tom Coughlin and look at the Jaguars and look at the Giants. And no knock, because I understand the coaches and stuff work hard and they put in, sometimes the coaches can put in the wrong game plans and so on. Sometimes they can pick the wrong player or whatever the case may be. But Eli's not one of those guys. I'm excited to see what the Giants are going to do this year. I was excited to see what the Vikings did last year. It's like I get to watch now as a fan and live through my guys. I love watching, Linval Joseph. I was with him with the Giants. I just love him. I love watching Aaron Donald. Every time I see him, I think of like Ray Agnew, who played in Water 99. I love his technique. I love his attitude. I was excited when they got Peterson and, Caleb, how do you say his thing right now, Talib, so I was just like, it's just like, I know you're going to kill me if you hear that, but it was just like, I was just excited. I was excited to see them get back, especially to give the LA fans something good, and to see them bounce back. Obviously, I'm a old school player to a point, although I'm still young. But I want to see him go back to the gold pants a couple of times and so on, you know. I love those gold pants, you know. So it's good to see those guys have success and get their due. But I know this, when you have a coach come in and treat the squad, the success, when he comes in, he treats it like a college atmosphere. He has fun. He makes it to where guys love coming to work. That's when the guys be successful. And what he has to do, a great coach, he prevents the bickering and the little silly nonsense that happens. You know, you get a Pete Carroll who come in and you know, from USC, and look, they win the Super Bowl, they lose another one. I mean, a play away. Everyone knows Marshawn should have got that ball, but it is what it is, you know. But they easily can have 2 Super Bowl rings and start something great, you know. But then once egos and everything get to it, you lose that fun, that college atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? That environment. You lose that, you know, that edge. You know, if you look at what Sean did and so on with the Rams, you know, you get a guy come in and he's drilling guys and so on, and look, you get this young head coach come in and look what they did. Look at the awards and the accolades and stuff, and look how young that team is. And if they continue to grow together, the sky is the limit. You know?
Absolutely.
So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what, you know, all the boys do this year, because when I watch, I can't watch it as I watch it as a fan, you know, but I know a guy. I watch technique. I watch this, and it'll be like, man, oh, look at this. You know, and it's just like, man, I wish I had an Aaron Donald next to me. I wish I was it. I wish I had it. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my guys. Leonard Little was probably one of the best who, you know, but, you know, you get some guys who don't get recognized till, you know, he made 1 Pro Bowl. And I watch the guy go to work every day, you know. Grant Winstrom, he went hard every day, you know, just effort, nonstop motor and so on. Like, I watch these guys go hard every day, you know. So when I watch the game, you know, I look and I think, I see you, Brockers. I see you. I watch it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm a fan. I'm definitely a fan.
Brockers plays similar to you, I think.
Yeah. And, you know what it is? It just all depends on what the situation is. Like I said, when I went in there, I was told that I wasn't allowed to. I mean, it's the NFL. You judge based off the stats. My grandmother, she picked my number. Keep in mind, I had the chance to, obviously, I started my career as offensive right tackle. So I had numbers to pick from, and my grandmother, God rest her soul, she passed, and she said, pick 73, it's the perfect 10. So I was like, all right, cool. I got 73. So I was good. I was an offensive tackle. And when I went to Penn State, you know, my grandmother passed away. So I had the opportunity, because I always wanted to be 93 or 99 or something like that, but I could never get away from the 73 because I felt like I was honoring my grandma. You know, so it became like a part of me for the most part. But if you look, it's an offensive tackle number. In every movie, 73 is a fat ass. And it's and I hate it. I'm like, come on, really? 73? Like, all these numbers, you can go 77, 73, really? It's just something about the 3. So what's going on? Like, every movie, 73. Oh, man. So, yeah, you know, but when I stop and look back, man, you know, my last year, which ended up being my last year with the Giants, I was going to switch. I was like, you know what? I'm on defense. I'm going to switch to 93. I was just like, because I was, how do I say it? I felt like I should have been a Viking, you know, and Carl Dunbar wore 93. Kevin Williams wore 93 in Minnesota, and Pat Williams wore 93 in Buffalo. So for me, I was going to get 93, and that's like my biggest regret to a point. You know, though I honor my grandmother with the 73, but you know, my guys, those 3 guys, they never had a chance to win the Super Bowl. You know, if Marshawn would have scored, Kevin would have got one with Seattle. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, that was hard.